get ready. Get ready.
Wherever you'd like. Tim, I got you up in the front next to Dr. Schumann because you got to get to the microphone. Gotcha. I have you over there next to Dr.
Me? Over there? I was going to save my seat.
Just kind of put you right in the middle so everybody can see. And then I have you over on that side.
When we start doing the talking, get up,
Okay, I have you over there.
Thank you.
There's some purple daisies on the floor there. Can I have grab that bunch of flowers there?
Can we explain to these guys what they're going to be doing?
I will. I have. Now, board members, remember, when it's time to confer the diplomas, you're all invited to come down on the lower stage and set up down here.
Oh, that's right.
And
Good evening, and welcome to the 42nd Annual Commencement Exercises of Enrico Fermi High School as we honor our graduates of the class of 2013. My name is Abby Ballant, and I am the class president. Please stand me and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job, Haley.
And now, before we take our seats, I invite a duo of extremely talented members of our senior class, Caitlin White and Haley Oliva, to come forward for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great job, girls. Way to go, girls.
Please be seated. Tonight is a joyful celebration in which we recognize the accomplishments of our graduating class. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us. I ask your cooperation so that we can make this a truly dignified ceremony for the class of 2013. Please be sure to turn off all cell phones, pagers, and other noise-making devices. Please remain seated for the entire program so that you don't obstruct anyone's view. Before we continue with the program, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize a few people who have joined us here this evening. Mr. Timothy Neville, Chairperson of the Enfield Board of Education, Mr. Vincent Grady, Vice Chairperson of the Enfield Board of Education, our Board of Education members, Mr. Kevin Feely, Ms. Joyce Hall, Mr. Peter Janitis, Mrs. Tina LeBlanc, Mrs. Jennifer Rancourt, Mr. Thomas Serrard, and Mrs. Donna Suzak. Our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jeffrey Schuman, our Deputy Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Christopher Drezick, our Chief Academic Officer, Ms. Ann McKernan, our Chief Information Officer, Mr. Guy Barassa, our Principal, Mr. Paul Newton, our Assistant Principals, Mr. John Kosha, Mrs. Marilyn Corsati, and Dr. Yvette Santiesteban, our Class of 2013 advisors, Mrs. Mary Triculo, Mrs. Amy Jensen, and Mrs. Mackenzie Griffin, our members of the Enrico Fermi High School faculty, our valedictorian of the Class of 2013, Mr. Jordan D'Angelo, our salutatorian of the Class of 2013, Ms. Sarah Coughlin, our Vice President of the Class of 2013, Ms. Taylor Dubriel, Secretary of the Class of 2013, Ms. Holly Stankiewicz, Treasurer of the class of 2013, Mr. Garrett Guimond. Our historians of the class of 2013, Ms. Kimberly Evans and Mr. Tyler Smith. And our Director of Activities for the class of 2013, Ms. Kristen Dancero. And finally, all of the parents and other honored guests here tonight. Thank you all for being here tonight to share such an important moment with us, a true accomplishment for my classmates and I. We have finally made it. After all of the struggles, the hard work, the good times, and the memories we've made along the way, we are finally graduating. Fermi High School is a special place. If nothing else, we are diverse, we are unique, and we are strong. I would like to start off by saying just how extremely proud I am of every single person graduating here today, and you should be so proud of yourselves. It is safe to say that being class president during our senior year was one of the best experiences of my life. Like I said, our class is very unique, so although at times challenging, my greatest memories of high school will be growing closer to many of my classmates because of my leadership role. However, I could not have done it alone. Tonight, from the bottom of my heart, I would like to give a huge thank you to the past and present student leaders who have helped make our high school years a success. To Jessica Delaquila, Molly Cadgen, and Joseph Petroni, thank you for your time and efforts over the last 3 years. To our present class officers, as previously stated, your dedication is appreciated by me as well as our classmates. To Mr. Newton, thank you for your constant guidance and charisma and for always brightening my day. And to Taylor Dubriel, thank you for putting up with me and being the best vice president I could have ever asked for. These people have chosen to take a step outside of the ordinary, and this is what leads me to what I would like to share tonight. When writing this speech, I had no idea exactly what it was I wanted to say. With a class like ours, how do you wrap all of our successes, experiences, and things we've overcome into a few short minutes? All I knew was that I wanted to deliver a message that was not about myself or personal success, but about us as a class and what we are capable of. Now, those who know me know I'm generally not a very serious person, but I'd like to get serious for a moment and share with you this story. All throughout my youth, I was the definition of shy and timid, so going into my first day of middle school in Enfield Public Schools, my nerves were out of control. I silently sat down that day and met a classmate who would literally change my life. Every morning in homeroom, he was friendly, open, and accepting of me, and day by day, he encouraged me out of my shell. His message to me was simple: I should let my voice be heard more. We quickly became close friends, and I quickly became more outgoing than I had ever been before. This is something that has stayed with me ever since. Although this former classmate is no longer with us, I am forever grateful to him for helping me see for the first time in my life that being open to life and placing yourself in uncomfortable situations can be so rewarding. I hope he realized what a difference he sparked in me on that first day of school. Without this realization, I wouldn't be standing in this spot right now, and I feel so incredibly lucky to be standing here. I can't begin to imagine what my world would be like right now if I continued to hold back my own personality. So if I have to deliver one message to our class as we part ways and start new adventures, it's this: don't ever let anyone hold you back from being exactly who you want to be. But more importantly, don't ever hold yourself back. I'm not even just saying this. Our class is literally full of such strong, perceptive, and wise people, and I love us for it. Over the last few years, we have dealt with situations that I wish we never had to face. However, our strength to overcome this, combined with our overwhelming potential, is what makes the world so completely full of opportunity for us. We are a part of a generation that is constantly progressing, and now more than ever, we have the power to not only follow our dreams, no matter what they may be, but to actually achieve them. So let's take these next few years to take that step outside of our comfort level. You never know just how positively it could impact your life. One bold move could shape your entire future. We are all capable of so much in so many different ways, whether it is sports, art, music, intellect, a certain trade, or anything else. We have it all, and I know we will not let it go to waste. Embrace what makes you an individual, because this is the most precious and valuable thing you can hold on to in this world. Be bold, take risks, and personally challenge yourself, even if that means simply opening your mouth to share your opinion when you otherwise would not have. I promise the reward will be worth it. I hope we can hold on to the memories of our good times as we move forward, but also reflect on what each of us has personally learned from our individual high school experiences. We can all agree that one of these lessons is to not take life for granted, so as you seize every day, I wish upon all of you success, good health, and prosperity. But above all of these things, I wish you genuine happiness, because you truly deserve it. I am so proud and honored to be the president of Fermi's class of 2013. This has been an amazing year. Thank you. I would now like to invite Ms. Taylor Dubriel, Vice President of the class of 2013, to come forward for the presentation of the class gift and a tribute to our parents.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate the class of 2013. We made it. Finally. While I know every other speech you hear tonight will be motivational, I feel truly honored to be able to give this speech tonight. Currently, I stand before you all not to tell you, graduates, how accomplished you are or how great you'll be in life, and I know you're both, but instead, I have the privilege of thanking others for everything that they've done to get us here. As the graduates of the class of 2013, we are the ones who will walk across the stage and receive our diplomas. We are the ones who will be congratulated and patted on the backs for all of our hard work, and we are the ones who will be credited in the newspapers. However, behind nearly every one of our achievements, there's been a constant driving force pushing us in the right direction. Our parents. So parents, on behalf of the class of 2013, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done and continue to do for us. You've been with us from the start, checking underneath our beds for monsters when we were little, and teaching us that dirt really does taste bad. You helped us with our homework, and you endured countless bowling birthday parties. You even stuck with us through the "you just don't understand me" phase. You drove us anywhere and everywhere, and then you faced your own fears of teaching us how to drive. However, you've done so much more than just witness our lives. You've shaped them. For every success we've achieved, you were the first ones there, cheering us on the loudest. And when life kicked us back down, you were the first ones there to reach out a helping hand. Through all of this, you've managed to turn us into motivated, independent young people ready to change the world. Remember the first time you let go of our bicycle seat? You knew that there was a chance that we would fall down and scrape a knee, but you also trusted that you'd done a good job in teaching us how to pedal and maintain our balance. Well, it's once again time to put your teachings to the test. And while the thought of sending us off into the world is scary, I know with all my heart that you've instilled in us the skills to be great. So Mom, Dad, while you sit in your seats proud, know that I too am filled with pride. I'm so proud to get to call you my parents, and so grateful for everything you've done for me. So for the last time, I promise, I'd like to thank the people who raised us for everything they've given to us. Values, knowledge, gas money, because you truly are the reason behind our success. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize some other very important figures in our lives, our teachers. I won't go into specifics, although there definitely are specifics, but there have been many occasions in all of our years at Fermi when our teachers have gone beyond their job descriptions to make an impact in our lives. Because it's impossible to thank you, teachers, for every moment that you've touched our lives, we'd like to leave behind a gift to the school to symbolize our gratitude. It's hard to begin to know what to leave behind to a school that's given us so much. So this year, to show our appreciation, we'd like to leave behind 2 gifts. The first gift we'd like to present to our academic community is a painting of Enrico Fermi High School. so that when the schools are consolidated, Fermi's legacy may live on. My fellow officers and I have already had the privilege of presenting this gift to Mr. Newton at class night, and I invite you all to come see the beautiful painting located beside the stage once the ceremony is finished. The second gift that we'd like to leave is $1,000 to Fermi's Friends of Rachel Club. Our class has dealt with a number of heartbreaks that have changed many of our lives. So when the Friends of Rachel program came to speak with us, we were captured by the idea that maybe instead of preventing tragedy with programs that focus on the negative, we could prevent the problem with kindness. We hope that the 4 Club uses this money to keep inspiring young people to do good and help others. It certainly has impacted the class of 2013 and left lessons with us that we will carry wherever our futures lead us. Congratulations again to the class of 2013, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce the Enrico Fermi High School salutatorian of the class of 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Miss Sarah Coughlin.
First and foremost, I would like to welcome Dr. Jeffrey Schumann, Fermi and Central Office Administration, members of the Board of Education and Town Council, faculty, parents, and loved ones to celebrate the graduation of Enrico Fermi High School's class of 2013. And I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge all those who did not make it here today, all the family, friends, mentors, and especially classmates who are unable to celebrate this day with us. Fellow graduates, today is the day we have been awaiting our entire lives, the day our lives truly begin. Today is the first big milestone of our lives. Yes, we've had our fair share of firsts, that first morsel of cake on our first birthday, those first few wobbly steps, that first day of kindergarten, that first time riding a bike and nearly being hit by a car, or maybe that was just me. By the way, thanks, Dad, for diving in front of that car for me. That was pretty cool. My point is that today is our first big first of our adult selves, the first that separates us from the children we used to be. Since the day we were born, our guardians have paved the paths of our lives for us. We have been guided along these paths, pushed toward our next step, whether that was the first day of middle school or getting braces. Up until now, we have all been attending the same schools, enrolling in the same courses, and absorbing the same information. Today, that all changes. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "Freedom makes a huge requirement of every human being. With freedom comes responsibility." Starting today, we are responsible for our own lives. We are no longer required to go to school, complete assignments, and do as best we can. Today, our path diverges into numerous directions, and our parents, guardians, and teachers are staying behind for the first time. It's like our first step again. But instead of clumsily stumbling across the kitchen floor into our parents' open arms, we are now stumbling to make our first footprint into the path of our future. This step is so exciting because it leads us toward more firsts. Our first job, our first home, our first, and ideally only marriage, and our first embrace from our own children. Before we eagerly take our next step and jump headfirst into our futures, I ask my fellow graduates to think about the opportunity that life has presented us with. We have each been gifted a path without any footprints on it, and the value of this new beginning is determined by what we make of it. The key to making the most of this gift is reflecting on our past, accepting and learning from our mistakes, and planning our future. For most of us, choosing our next step beyond high school is not only stressful, it's scary. And that fear is legitimate. How are we, 17, 18-year-old high school graduates, expected to decide how we want to spend the rest of our lives? Well, it's simple. We're not. We have barely experienced life and the vast opportunities it has to offer. Although this first decision, which path to take, is important to our future, it is not the deciding factor between success and failure. A quote from famous transcendentalist writer Ralph Waldo Emerson advises us on how to proceed from this fork in the road. Don't be too timid and squeamish about your actions. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. In other words, we should not make our future plans thinking about which path will be the easiest to pursue, or which will please someone else the most, or which will earn us the most money. We should take this step moving toward what we believe will bring us happiness. If we take a wrong step, that's okay. It's just another step toward the right one. If there is one piece of advice that my teachers have pounded into my memory, it is to take the time now to investigate what will make us happy. After all, this is our opportunity to find out who we are. We cannot allow fear of failure to affect our happiness. Today, we must have courage. Courage to first find and then fulfill our dreams. Courage to strut away from the fork in the road and down the paths of our new lives as the people we have always dreamt of being. As motivational speaker Jim Rohn once said, "Let others lead small lives, but not you. Let others argue over small things, but not you. Let others cry over small hurts, but not you. Let others leave their future in someone else's hands, but not you." Today we have the chance to start over new. We can be whoever we want to be. Kinder, wiser, more charitable, more adventurous, more cautious. Really any version of ourselves. There are very few times that life grants us the chance to make self-improvements, wipe clean our reputations, erase bad habits, toss judgments aside, and defeat any internal demons head-on. Today is one of these new beginnings. William Jennings Bryan, the politicianist and abolitionist we all learned about in U.S. history, once said, "Destiny is no matter of chance, it is a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for, it is a thing to be achieved." From today onward, our success is dependent on the habits we build and the choices we make. What is success, though? Is it discovering our interests, being able to use our talents to do something we love, making a difference in others' lives, reducing the amount of suffering in the world? Whatever our individual definitions of success may be, they most likely have one common thread: being happy. As long as we advance toward our future with our happiness in mind, we will all meet our personal expectations of success and achievement. And that's really the reason we're all gathered here today, to recognize the achievements that each member of our class has already made throughout their 4 years here at Fermi. Our peers have made countless accomplishments. Late-night studying that resulted in acing difficult tests, long sports practices that paid off in team wins, volunteer hours that made a positive impact in our community, and drama performances that brought roaring applause at the close of each show, just to name a few. Our class has already proved its dedication to success. As we step toward our future, whether that step is college, the military, or the workforce, our work ethic and determination to succeed will carry over into our new beginning. And so, I leave you all today feeling prideful that we have made it, and confident that we will all continue to make it through all the obstacles that life sends our way. Congratulations and best of luck to the class of 2013. Thank you.
Stay right here. Sarah, I have here in my hands something from the Connecticut General Assembly. It's a citation in your honor. Basically, it says that it's an official citation introduced by Representative David Alexander, Representative David Kiner, and Senator John Kissel. Be it hereby known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to you, Sarah Rose Coughlin, in recognition of being the salutatorian of Fermi High School. Congratulations.
And at this time, I would like to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2013, who will give the valedictory address. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Jordan D'Angelo.
Tonight, we're all standing on the threshold of opportunity. For many, it's quite overwhelming because the choices are endless whether you choose to attend college or head straight into the workforce. Whatever goals we decide to pursue, however, the one thing that matters is not having this chance, but how we choose to handle it. As of right now, we all have a clean slate. If we didn't earn the best grades in high school or notice a bad habit that we need to change, now is the time that we can recreate ourselves. Enrico Fermi High School's class of 2013 is full of intelligent students, so I know that you'll all make the best of this great opportunity. Always remember to focus on your goals and what you're doing instead of worrying about everyone else. Maya Angelou once said, "Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it." So define your own version of success. At this point in our lives, it's so easy to get swept away with becoming who everyone else thinks we should be. Each day, different opinions fly at us from every possible direction. And there's also the pressure to adopt the same goals and beliefs as our classmates and friends. But don't let anyone dissuade you or pressure you into compromising on what you think is right. Find what you're passionate about and stick to it. On the way to reaching these goals, never forget to enjoy the journey. As stated by Ernest Hemingway, it's good to have a journey to end toward, but it's the journey that matters in the end. While you need to have some plans for your future, they can't be so rigid that they distract you from what's truly important, whether it be family, a moral code, or religious values. Don't ever take for granted the people around you or unique opportunities that come up, because time flies. We've all experienced this feeling. It seems like just yesterday that we were walking into preschool for the first time, afraid, some of us crying more than others, and not wanting to let go of our parents' hands. Now, we're ready to graduate from high school. In English a couple months ago, we were talking about how we needed to enjoy the rest of our senior year because it was quickly coming to a close. But I didn't believe that graduation would ever come. Actually, I don't even believe it now, even as I'm standing in front of all of you. The point is that life can suddenly pass you by. So while you're climbing to the top, take the time to appreciate what you have at each moment and reflect on how far you've come. One obstacle that you have to face on the road to success is failure. Unfortunately, it's inevitable, but learning how to deal with it is what makes us grow and mature as people. Being able to pick ourselves up when we fall down, even repeatedly, shows the strength and determination we have to reach our goals. At times, it's difficult to do. After all, nobody likes to admit their own faults, but being too prideful causes us to miss out on important opportunities to learn. Many businessmen and celebrities have failed numerous times before becoming successful. Take Walt Disney, for example. He was fired from a newspaper job because his editor said that he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Many of his other early business ventures, such as Laugh-O-Gram Studios, also were unsuccessful and went bankrupt, forcing Disney to move to Hollywood with the only possession he had left, a camera. But Walt Disney did not lose hope and give up his dream. Instead, he continued to work on his business model until it became effective. Today, the corporation that he began earns billions of dollars every year and has become one of the most famous tourist attractions in the world. All of us should strive to fail like Walt Disney. Never hold back from trying something out of your comfort zone or taking a risk because you're afraid to fail. It may be stressful and unpleasant for a time, but failure is one of the best teaching tools available. And if we remain true to ourselves and our core values, there will always be loved ones to catch us when we fall, as well as to celebrate in all our successes. I know that I have many individuals who have helped me to reach this moment. I'd like to take this opportunity to personally thank my parents, family, friends, and teachers for supporting and having faith in me. I would never be standing here today if it weren't for all of you. I'm grateful to all of my teachers who have spent time with me after school, making sure that I fully understand the lessons and helping me to perfect my papers. My friends, who listen to all my problems every day, will be a part of my life forever, and I'll always remember our family vacations, being surrounded by grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, my brother, mom, and dad as some of the best times of my life. I'm convinced that the time spent with each one of these people has shaped me and contributed to all my achievements. I'm sure that there are individuals like these in all your lives, but it was also your hard work and dedication that got you here. So congratulations to the class of 2013. After a long 4 years, many sleepless nights, anxiety, and hardships, we finally made it. I'm proud of each and every one of you. I'd like to conclude my speech with a quote by a former British Prime Minister, Benjamin Disraeli. One secret of success in life is for a man to be ready for his opportunity when it comes. So I ask you, class of 2013, are you ready for this challenge? Thank you.
Jordan, I have for you an official citation from the Connecticut General Assembly introduced by Representative David Kiner, Representative David Alexander, Senator John Kissel. Be it hereby known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Jordan Anthony D'Angelo in recognition of being the valedictorian of Enrico Fermi High School. Congratulations, Jordan. You're the best, buddy.
And now, to present the class of 2013, please help me welcome our Enrico Fermi High School principal, Mr. Paul Newton.
Dr. Schumann, Mr. Dredzik, Mr. Neville, Mayor Copen, members of the Board of Education, members of the Town Council, Fermi staff, invited guests, parents, and members of the class of 2013. Tonight, I welcome you all as we join together as members of the Enrico Fermi family to honor our distinguished graduates. Congratulations to you, my friends, in Fermi's graduating class of 2013. Tonight we honor and congratulate you for your 13 years of hard work and dedication. Graduates, you should be very, very proud of your accomplishments and all that you have achieved, both inside and outside of the classroom. I want you to know that as your school principal, I am extremely proud of you, and I will miss you all tremendously when you leave. Tonight I want to talk to you about a topic that one might not generally associate with a graduation ceremony. Tonight I want to talk to you about failure. Typically when we hear the word failure, we conjure up a negative connotation to the word and think of it as something bad. After all, parents, did you ever celebrate when your child brought home an F on their report card? But tonight, I'm going to ask you to shift that paradigm of failure from something negative to something positive. After all, is there anyone among us who hasn't failed at one thing or another during their lifetime? Is there anyone here who has never rolled a gutter ball without bumpers when bowling? Is there anyone here who didn't fall on the ice when skating for the first time? Are there any golfers among us who have never either swung and missed or hit the ball deep into the woods, and in my case, countless times, when playing golf? Have you never forgotten a line in a play or a song lyric or hit a sour note on your instrument when performing in front of an audience? And lastly, is there anyone among us who had thought they had a brilliant idea, but that it just never worked out exactly as planned? I think if we're all being honest, we would say, sure, we've all failed. But the most important thing isn't really whether we fail or not, but rather how we choose to respond to that failure. After all, falling down doesn't make you a failure, but staying down does. Many of you have heard about the many failures experienced by Thomas Edison. You remember him, don't you? The father of modern electricity? Edison performed literally hundreds of experiments with all kinds of materials, searching for the perfect filament to use to make incandescent light. Each time that he failed, he actually threw the failed experiment out his window. And finally, when the pile of failures reached the second story of his home, some 13 months after his first attempt, he succeeded in finding a filament that would withstand the stress of the electrical current. Finally, after 13 months of failure, the warm glow of success shined brightly for Mr. Edison. You see, his failures did not mark the end. They simply made him one step closer to being a success. As Edison himself once said, many of life's failures are people who didn't realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Graduates, Going forward, I'm sorry to tell you, but you are likely to have many failures of your own during your lifetime. But when you experience failure, I'm hoping that you'll remember what I've talked to you about this evening. You see, it really doesn't matter if you fail. We all do that. It matters most how you respond to that failure. That is what is most important. Some of you may give up or get discouraged and quit, while others of you might ignore your failure and keep making the same mistake over and over again. How does that saying go? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again while expecting a different result. But in both of these cases, you will learn little and prevent yourself from finding the success that you all so richly deserve. But on the other hand, there are some of you who will learn from your failures. You'll make changes, and you'll keep trying until you succeed. You might choose to persevere and work harder in the face of adversity and stop at nothing until you reach your goal. That's the path that I hope all of you take when you leave Fermi High School. In the words of the legendary NCAA basketball coach Jim Valvano, when he was speaking to his family and friends and former athletes just before he lost his battle with cancer, Coach Valvano said that whenever you're faced with adversity, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Graduates, in closing, I hope that Fermi will always hold a special place in your heart. I am so grateful that I've gotten to know so many of you. I know that I'm a richer person because of the relationships that we've all shared. I'm so very proud of each and every one of you in this class, and I wish you all health, happiness, and success. Dr. Schumann, the staff of Enrico Fermi High School, and I proudly present to you the graduating class of 2013. They have satisfactorily completed the graduation requirements of Enrico Fermi High School.
Please help me in welcoming our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jeffrey Schumann.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Mr. Newton. Families, friends, colleagues, and especially the graduating class of 2013, good evening and welcome. We've assembled here tonight to celebrate the hard work and the effort of the fine young women and men seated before you. They are, for the most part, responsible for their own success. However, it's most appropriate to recognize one more time those who played a role in helping these seniors get to this point in their lives. Thank you to our dedicated professionals throughout the district who maintain high standards for themselves and for our students. To our civic leaders, especially our elected officials who volunteer an enormous amount of their personal time. To our entire community for the support they give to our educational system. And finally, to the parents and family members who are partners with the school system in developing the next generation of leaders for our community and our country. So here you sit, in your caps and your gowns, and you know that tomorrow you'll start down a new path. For the very first time in your life, there'll be no school rules. Here within the sheltered walls of Fermi High School, life has been pretty defined, prescriptive if you will, spelled out nicely in your student handbook. And your teachers and administrators were here to monitor your adherence to the plan so you would arrive here tonight. Starting tomorrow, you'll write your own rules and you'll chart your own course. You should not enter this next chapter of your life with hesitation or apprehension. You will face many challenges. You will make many mistakes, and you will learn from each one. Let's talk for a moment about two areas where the challenges will surely come: technology and ethics. Technology has and will continue to change our world. Your lives will be impacted by the advent of new technologies. Permit me an opportunity to share a story with you. Bruce and Sally were busy people. They were both young executives burning the candle at both ends and rising to the top of their Manhattan companies. They hardly ever saw each other. And when they did, it was like two ships passing in the night. The two understood they desperately needed some time away together. So they went on the internet, and they found a destination. They picked the Florida Keys. Of course, being as busy as they were with work commitments, they couldn't fly out on the same day. As it turned out, Bruce would travel on Friday, and Sally would follow on a flight the next day. Upon checking into the hotel, Bruce noticed they had free Wi-Fi. So when he got to his room, he shot off an email on his smartphone to Sally to let her know he got there okay. Unfortunately, when filling in the address, he inadvertently omitted a letter, thus diverting the message to a different location. In Topeka, Kansas, a widow had just returned from a funeral. In a small but dignified event, she'd buried her husband of 57 years. Knowing that some well-wishers would be sending condolences via email, she logged into her account. Most of the correspondences were as expected. "We will all miss Bruce. He was a great guy." She continued to scroll through the inbox until she came to this one. "Hi, honey. I just want to let you know I arrived safely. It was an uneventful trip that seemed to go by in no time. Everyone here is really nice. The place is definitely more beautiful than I expected. I'm looking forward to seeing you here when you get here tomorrow. Your loving husband, Bruce. P.S. It's wicked hot down here." Have you ever hit reply all by mistake? Or sent a text message to the wrong person? Or posted something in haste on Twitter or Facebook? I'm not going to stand here and pontificate about either the virtues or the excesses of technology. You'll have to figure that out for yourselves. But be careful. Just like a sharp knife, technology can be a useful tool or an instrument of destruction, and its effects are swift and often irreversible. Touchscreens and keyboards do not have a conscience. They simply respond to the commands they are given. The decision on how technology used is not up to the device, but to the person manipulating that device. The choices you make with not only technology, but in all areas of personal ethics and responsibility will define your character. You know right from wrong. However, it will take strength and courage to always make the right choice. One lapse can cause permanent and irreversible damage to your reputation. So despite the amazing current and future capacity of technology to impact our world, I believe our success depends on the integrity and the character of each one of us. As you leave us, it is my sincere hope that you will seek to develop your minds as much as you do your thumbs. Use your imagination and your creativity to explore life. Make a positive contribution to our global society, leaving it a better place than you found it. The pathway each of you starts down tomorrow will undoubtedly twist and turn as new opportunities present themselves. Follow it boldly, pursuing what you find truly compelling. Embrace every moment, and let not one single one go by without doing something you find purpose in. Celebrate and cherish your friends and your family today, because none of us is promised a tomorrow. On behalf of the entire Enfield Public Schools family and the Enfield community, we wish you success, we wish you prosperity, and we wish you health and happiness as you begin your own individual journeys beyond high school. And now as you go, how can we not visit Seussville one more time? You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Congratulations and Godspeed. Members of the Board of Education, by the authority bestowed upon me by the state of Connecticut, I do hereby certify that the class of 2013 has successfully met or exceeded all of the requirements prescribed by the Connecticut Department of Education and the Enfield Board of Education. Mr. Neville, I recommend the awarding of diplomas.
And now for the presentation of the diplomas, please help me welcome the chairman of the Enfield Board of Education, Mr. Timothy Neville.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you, class of 2013, for allowing me to make a few comments tonight. We're here tonight with your parents, families, and friends to celebrate with you an important milestone in your lives, high school graduation. You've worked hard these past 13 years. You've mastered the content, met the standards, developed as learners, and grown into young adults ready and well prepared to move on to the next stage in your life. Tonight is your night, and I want you to know that all of us on the Board of Education are extremely proud of you. Tonight also marks an end and a beginning. First of all, it's the end of school as you know it. For the past 13 years, adults have largely determined your course of study. From here on, you'll be making those choices yourselves. You are the adults. Although your parents and teachers are still here to advise you, ultimately, you are the ones responsible to make the decisions about what you want to learn, what you want to do with your lives, and who you want to be as a person. It's a new beginning. The whole world's ahead of you. Further education, jobs, marriage, children, careers, the military. The opportunities are endless, and what you decide to do and become is up to you. It's a truly exciting time in your lives. Commencement comments would not be commencement comments if they didn't always end with advice for your future success. So let me briefly share a few that I think are important and would like you to consider as you leave Fermi tonight. First of all, always have high expectations for yourselves. We've always had them for you, but it's your turn now. Set goals, aim high, and work hard towards those goals. Don't forget your roots. Your families, your teachers, and your friends are your support system. They helped you get here. Be proud of them, be proud of where you've come from. You are who you are in large part because of them. Don't forget Fermi High School in Enfield and all that you learned here. This is your foundation. It has shaped you and is a good foundation to build on. Be good citizens of your town, your state, and your country. We are all privileged to live in this wonderful country, but we need to remember that this country only works if we all get involved and stay involved. We need you young adults, we need you young people to get and stay involved in this country. Don't forget Rachel's challenge. Those random acts of kindness make a difference. As you found out, even one act of kindness can turn someone's life around. And remember the power that you have to change the world. Make it your life's work to make a positive difference every single day. Finally, I'm going to wrap up with a quote I came across a while ago that stuck with me. It's from Sidney Poitier, a well-known actor from my generation. And in his autobiography, The Measure of a Man, he spoke of how he defined himself. He said, "I am the me I choose to be." In a world where there is so much pressure and it's difficult to be true to your values and to who you are, so my final advice to you as you leave Fermi this evening is this: define yourself. Be the you choose to be. Don't let someone else define who you are or what you'll become. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2013. Thank you.
Board members, we're ready to go.
Does the other row go up? Does the kids get up first? Mr. Jordan Anthony D'Angelo. Miss Sarah Rose Coughlin. Miss Abigail Elizabeth Ballant. Miss Taylor Ray Dubriel. Eric Carol Adamczyk. Jacob Michael Alimo. Sarah Renee Andruli. Joseph John Annis III. Kelsey Elizabeth Attia. Jared Stephen Avery. Olivia K. Balarjan. Alyssa April Baker. Emily Nicole Ballard. Daniel Joseph Burrill. Sarah Evelyn Barksdale. Kara Janice Elizabeth Bassett. Holly Noel Bodwin. Logan Artist Beck. Terry Lee Bemke. Michael Allen Beaumont. Nicole Lynn Borowski. Catherine Ruth Bertrand. Gretchen Elise Betts. Angelica Selena Blass. Marianne Boych. Victoria Ann Bombardier. Antonios Bonazzos. Connor Farrell Brantner. Ray Ann Elizabeth Broder. Larissa Marie Brown. Marissa Jacqueline Brown. Daniel John Brunetti. Andrew Michael Burkhart. Alina Marie Burnell. Rachel Leah Cantillini. Alyssa Hope Caplet. Adrian Clinton Chase. William Raymond Kaya. Lizette Adriano Ceballos. Dylan Michael Cheney. Nicholas Ryan Chikoski. Travis Zachary Clark. Tyler Joshua Clokey. Andrea Marie Kolka. Gabriel Collin. Hannah Bridget Combs. James Neil Conlon II. Kevin Charles Connolly. Jennifer Lynn Cody. Haley Barbara Kottner. Brittany Teresa Crabtree. Amanda Lynn Crane. Kristen Taylor Dansereau. Desiree Danielle Davis. Tasha Anna Davis. Alexander Robert Day. Tiffany Marie DeGray. Jonathan Edward Del Greco. Ashley Lynn DeLeon. Jessica Jean Delaquila. Michael Anthony Delaquila III. Rhea Marie DeLorge. Casey Elizabeth Dennehy. Alan Michael Darrench. Jason Stephen Despard. Jacob James Domina. Morgan Nicole Dominguez. Jason Thomas DuBois. Shannon Kathleen Dudley. Christopher Shamar Dunn. Kimberly Rose Evans. Jessica Lee Fagan. Nicholas James Faraci. Tyler Jonathan Ferrante. Alyssa Colette Fettridge. Danielle Mackenzie Flaherty.
Lucas Austin Flanagan. Olivia Jacqueline Florian. Taylor Michelle Foote. Brianna Aaliyah Forbes. Natalie Marie Freeman. Emily Louise Garr. Selena Rose Gaines. Brianna Elizabeth Gaioni. Kriya Brianne Garbachik. Mariela Amarisa Garcia. Rachel Lynn Garwacki. Samantha Joe Geisler. Michelle Elizabeth Justina. Connor Mark Glettenberg. Devon Malik Gordon. Tyler Paul Gorman. Allie Nicole Griffin. Ruthie Marie June. Garrett Austin Guimond. Crystal Ann Hamilton. Courtney Madison Hart. Rebecca Ann Henderson. Jacqueline Elizabeth Hines. Victoria Marie Holmes. Ashley Laura Hughes. Justice Lila Onisha Jenkins. Amber Valor Johnson. Amalia Marie Cadgen. Casey Andrew Cadgen. Timothy Francis Curtanis. Hallie Ann Kierstead. Liana Ramona Klezos. Samantha Taylor Kraft. Stephanie Nicole Krakunis. Brett Jacob Crow. Devin Cole Lebrecq. Jack David Lasalento Jr. Catherine Barbara Legassi. Danielle Catherine Lavender. Kristen Elaine Lavoie. Brendan Sean Lawler. Joseph Michael LeBlanc. Jason Thomas LaCour. Aaron Patrick Liquar. Joshua Robert Liebla. Shantae Renee Lipscomb. Rebecca May Locke. Audrey Page Luce. Joshua Peng Lore. Dana Elizabeth Magnuson. Jillian Dana Maker. Serena Marina Manzi. Gabrielle Angelica Maricchini. Courtney Christine Marquardt. Eric Christopher Mazzarella. Kaylee Gail McAvoy. Brian James McCarthy. Kyle James McCarthy. Kijana Lavaasia McDaniel. Casey David Merson. Adam Daniel Myers. Kyle David Michaud. Christine Nicole Miller. Kaylee Victoria Miller. Kevin James Miller. Megan Elizabeth Moody. Deshaun Elijah Moore. Jaslyn Ashley Morris. Joshua David Murphy. Heather Nicole Murray. Rachel Lorraine Murray. Joseph Vincent Nye. Anthony John Nekovic. Caitlin Diane Nieves. Nathaniel Richard Morris. Anthony James O'Connell. Christine Marie Ogrodnik. Haley Lauren Oliva. Ashley Marie Olson. Michaela Catherine Orifice. Christopher Joseph Osborne. Stephen J. Oswell. Shannon Marie O'Toole. Jason Thomas Olette. Sarah Jessica Page. Nicole Marie Panella.
Jordan Andrew Peabody. Caitlin Jana Peck. Michael Anthony Pellegrino. Samantha Lynn Parrots. Joseph Michael Petroni. Timothy Joseph Pisano. Julia Ann Polano. Haley Ann Porcello. Nicole Renee Pugliado. Emily Nicole Quayle. Dale Joseph Quesnell. Patrick Charles Quinn. Daisy Jewel Rainville. Madison Carol Ramsey. Lavdim Ephraim Rejepi. Rebecca Lynn Rhinus. James Norman Rivera. Michelle Rivera. Christian Luis Rodriguez. Elizabeth Rose Rogers. Kimberly Ann Rohrbacher. Brian Christopher Roy. Stanley Widold Rosalski. Nicholas Stephen Ruel. Justin Lee Rush. Samantha June Reba. Michael Arthur Sagan. Xavier Nathaniel Sarju. Audra Roslyn Face Faraza. Caitlin Marie Shaver. Cody Philip Shaw. Alex Robert Smith. Tahira Akila Smith. Tyler Robert Smith. Theresa Mary Solensky. Dustin James Soroka. Olivia Marie Soroka. Holly Ann Stankiewicz. Megan Elizabeth Stearns. Samantha Jean Stratton. Brooke Alexandra Strevel. Jennifer Frances Saluski. Amy Marie Sullivan. Emily Kate Sweetman. Quentin Thomas Swift. Rachel Lee Tostoni. Tyler Bennett Timpone. Kayla Marie Tingley. David Ricardo Troya. Taylor Jack Trudeau. Cole Allison Tryon. David Joseph Tucker. Danielle Renee Turgeon. Tyler Dallas Urocco. Aaron Denicio Valle. Richard Daniel Villeneuve. Alex Zachary Violet. Alexandra N. Violet. Lindsay Rita Kathleen Vose. Mason Xavier Welch. Rachel Ruth Wells. Stephanie Lynn Wentz. Katrina Lee Wormter. Caitlin Rita White. Zachary Andrew Wilcox. Mark Antonio Williams Jr. Jessica Ann Wittig. Morgan Cheyenne Worthington. Jacob Francis Wright. Matthew John Yetzko. Angel Ruben Zabalza. Alex Corenzo Zachary. Jacob Zilkowski.
Thanks. Classmates, please stand at this time and make sure your tassel is placed on your right side. Follow me as we move it from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, as my last official act as class president, may I present to you the graduated class of 2013.
Give the teachers time to kind of clear out of there. They're going to go on back. I'll get you some music. Go ahead, Dylan. Yeah, go ahead and say it.
Thank you to all of our guests for sharing our commencement. Taylor, please join me in leading the recessional.
Great job, Abby.